past anyways.
I was just going to try to not recreate the wheel if it already existed. But if it doesn't exist, then we build the wheel.
May I read something here?
Sure.
This,
Certainly.
MML Magazine, Municipal Q&A. And it says, before December 15, 2017, that's this year, no municipality can be required to consider an application, even if the city, village, or township adopts an ordinance to allow the facilities authorized by the MMFLA. The state's licensing system is not in place and no applications will be considered until then. So we have the whole year to
Figure it out.
pound on this, so.
Yeah, I've stated before that we don't have to have anything in place until January.
Yeah, sure.
December.
But the idea is we want to get out in front.
Well, and as I read it, the statute says if the city does nothing, then it just doesn't permit it. We have to proactively permit it.
Okay. And our citizens voted 62% in favor of it,
Correct.
and that was in 2008.
8. Correct.
Are you sure we look at Cedar Springs?
Should be higher.
It was a thing. It was a thing. I remember the attorney, who, and it wasn't from Jeff Sunday's office, I don't remember who the attorney was, came and spoke and said that in his personal opinion, we should just do nothing.
Ignore it.
And the council was saying, well, no, we feel like we should do something. There should be some acknowledgement that the community supported this and that there should be some vehicle for implementing it. And he actually was arguing with us, but that's not who our attorney is now. So it was, I don't know, it was somebody that was brought in. I'm like reaching.
As we do go forward with this, I would be interested to hear, particularly what the business community thinks about the placement. Maybe you could reach out to Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
I'm attending the Chamber of Commerce meeting on the 17th at 8:30 in the morning at some tea shop.
That we may or may not have heard of.
And I'm sure that will come up.
Okay, because I'm certain there will be some kind of feeling about if that kind of establishment were to move into next to them. And I would be interested to hear what kind of feeling that is.
Sure.
So any other conversation from the council? Any other discussion? All right, moving on to item E, Attorney Crystal Morgan's letter.
Attorney Crystal Morgan is leaving Jeff Sluggett's firm. It's my recommendation to stay with Jeff Sluggett. She's a good litigator, but it's never a good idea to go to a new firm until they've proven themselves.
Okay.
Jeff has other good litigators.
Yeah, and he's already brought in a new litigator. And I get along well with Jeff really well. So.
I will say I did appreciate her representation. I did find her to be highly competent. I mean, highly competent. So wish her well. And item F, any other discussion?
No.
Item F, Michigan Health and Human Services 2015 Fluoridation Award.
This is one of those things that we keep harping on. Mr. Stressman and his crew in the wastewater treatment plants. I don't know, are they involved in that? Okay, so just Mr. Stressman and his crew. They received another award. They've got a whole line of awards in the back, testifying to what a great job they're doing.
By the way, putting fluoride in the water is life-changing for communities. It really is.
Particularly with dental care.
Yeah.
Not being covered by the Affordable Care Act, which even now may be in jeopardy. It's to have your teeth brought out of your head. It's very painful.
Yeah. Well, it actually decreases your lifespan.
I'm sure.
Putting fluoride in water systems added, and I'd have to get the data, but I want to say it's something like 5 years to life expectancy.
Yeah, there's multiple opinions on that.
No, that's the data. Like, that's not an opinion. That's
Well, no, there's some data out there that says actually synthetic fluoride actually rips the natural fluoride out of your teeth. So, but I guess that there's different studies on it.
well, the rate of tooth decay decreases dramatically in communities where you put fluoride in water. documents. So, thank you for making that happen and keeping our kids safe and our people safe and protecting their health. That's, again, one of those critical services that feels like magic. And it's not magic. It's smart people working hard, doing the job that needs to get done.
You don't have witchcraft.
I think I just said it's not magic. Moving on, item G, Wild Bill's proposed medical marijuana City of Cedar Springs ordinance.
I'll just ask council to look it over. It's something that may or may not use as a base, but it's just something that's
Okay.
proposed.
And I'm presuming that Wild Bill's is a business who would probably have a stake in
Wild Bill's is a tobacco emporium, and the end game, I think, of all this is they're going to try to establish their medical marijuana facilities in towns. And when legalization comes, because we all know it's coming, they will have the storefront that's already available. And I was talking to somebody the other day that said the cash crop of what's permitted under the new law can turn around $140,000 profit every 3 months.
I believe it.
So
Interesting.
there's that.
Yeah, because it's in French food, I don't think they're food legal. Tobacco just be outrageous more. Kind of outrageous now.
We
but-
could talk about that, but we'll talk about that a different day.
Item 10, department reports. City manager.
Thank you. I mean, I do a lot of stuff on a regular basis. I don't remember it all the next day, but the only thing I want to report is something that Mr. Stressman may be able to help me with right now. You got the speakers on?
That is a very exciting looking picture. It's pretty pretty.
He didn't turn the speakers on like I thought he would, but
Sorry. There we go.
nope, still not going. Okay.
It's
Well,
very pretty.
that is,
Okay, you got someone making sound effects for you.
appreciate it. That is grandmother's engine.
Okay.
That is the fire truck's engine. I was invited out to inspect it. I took a video of it, hoping that we could. There you go. Thanks, Tom.
That was John Lamar.
That's great. Appreciate it. So it's a work in progress. I know this is one of those things that people have asked about, and the guy's doing it for free. He's doing a great job. He's a nice guy, and I'm happy to report it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Wonderful update. And then the water rate information.
Sure. So as you stated before, Ms. Conley and I worked together and my staff on a number of drafts about how to address what was brought to us last time. It was given to the paper. I guess I didn't get a chance to
I
read the whole
haven't
paper today.
read it either. It's in the paper, all
Okay,
right.
so I guess it's in the paper. I think the number one thing that out of that entire article that was written is that the city's rates, the new rates, compared to 49 other communities, we are 15th highest in water rates and 35th highest in sewer rates. So people can complain about the rates, and they may say it's the highest in the planet, in the universe, but the numbers bear out that we're actually fairly in the middle of the road.
And we tried to address the issues that, and when people have been coming and talking to me, and the issues that I've been getting were basically kind of fell into two categories. One is that they feel that their meters are not actually being read correctly. So we tried to address that, but we haven't changed our meter system. We haven't changed the way we're reading them. And if you feel that they're not being read correctly, that you should bring your water bill to City Hall. We can compare it over time. We can look and see if there is some drastic increase in your water usage that seems unreasonable to you. We can try to figure out what's happening. It's probably a leak.
And people can actually look online themselves.
Okay.
It's available on our website.
And the manager will help you with facilitating how to find that if you have a question about it. And then the other question was about the rates themselves. And there seemed to be this perception that we were given 3 options to increase the rates and that we chose the most expensive option. And we were given 3 options, but if you recall, 2 of them were not fiscally sound. They didn't actually pay back the amount. It would cause us to have to balloon later on. So we could pay back less, actually putting us in the hole, and then dramatically increase the rates 5 or 10 years from now. Or we could try to make a fiscally sound choice and be even so that we weren't in the hole. And that part seemed confusing. There seems to be a sense that we were making money on this. And so we tried to clarify that. And I hope it wasn't too wordy and too detailed, but we tried to answer those questions to the best of our ability.
I thought it was pretty clear myself, but, maybe I have a little deeper understanding of what goes on when these lines break and things like that, but, you can't,
But that seems to be the question that have been coming to me. I don't know if other council members have gotten questions.
not too many.
Okay.
Did our 2 gentlemen from last week, did they get satisfaction?
One of those individuals, Mr. Spitzbergen, did come to me. We sat down in my office. We talked for quite a while. He did propose some changes that he thought might be okay, and frankly, they're not okay.
Rates, you mean?
Yeah, he wanted us to roll back the rates completely to where they were. The other option is he wanted to put individual meters on all of his rent. He wanted us, the city,
Pay for
to
it.
put on individual meters on every single one of his tenants' places, which there are private meters that can be put on those by him. So just, no, I guess he wouldn't have any satisfaction, but we also couldn't together come up with anything that was amenable to both parties.
We tried.
You did tell him that if he wanted to get individual meters,
Yes,
that
absolutely.
that's an option. But that we cannot enter people's apartments to read them. So that would be a thing that he would have to facilitate.
Also, I don't have the manpower, nor would I ask my DPW to install another 200, 300, 400 meters in the city.
For not new construction.
For rental places, yeah.
Was the use much difference? The amount that he used wasn't changed, or, it hadn't gone up?
To be honest, we didn't even look at those. He wanted to talk about what we could do to, change the rates and whatnot.
All right.
Well, I'd be willing to sit down with anybody to help them with
I
it.
know that.
And then the other person did not come back.
The other person
correct?
did not come back.
So that's, I think, the 3 rate things seem to be very confusing to people. And I don't know if you remember when we had that conversation, and we'd asked for some options, and 2 of the options involved going in the hole for a period of time, and then trying to dig back out of that hole later. And that didn't seem like preventing difficulty for a period of time to make more difficulty later seemed not the smart thing to do for our community members. To say, I would like you to pay $10 extra a month now and then pay $45 extra a month later, as opposed to, I would like you to pay $15 for as long as, until we have to do another major upgrade, seemed more appropriate.
So the way it was, eventually it was gonna take a jump.
Right. So this
We opted for less over longer, as opposed to a lot less now, but later this bill's gonna kill us.
So that was and there seemed to be some confusion about that on the part of the public. And that we had dramatically increased it with the idea that we were making money. So as the third point, when you're talking to people, we are legally not allowed to make money on the water system. That's not a thing we could do, even if we wanted to. We couldn't just decide we're going to charge everybody $300. I don't know, we're all going to take a vacation to heat.
What's a vacation?
Right? So, it's not a thing. So, does that sound like we agree that it has to be council requested that the communication liaison and the director and me the city manager addressed it?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you did.
So read what you see in the paper. If you would like me to do further discussion or a follow-up, I will. But we did attempt to make that happen. Okay?
And I guess if Pam is done, the city manager is done with his report.
I am done with that water piece of it. Department of Public Works.
Got nothing new.
Okay. Police Department. Sergeant Kelly.
No, I will provide you some of the statistical reports, and all the data here.
We continue to be right.
Can I have one question?
Provide? Certainly.
On the report, it indicated a position within what? As far as the number of runs and so forth, there was like 8?
That's out of the other townships. So, we consider Cedar Springs, for our language, a township.
Okay,
That's who we deal with in the township. So, you're the 8th highest for numbers of runs in the county.
okay. That's what I wanted to know what it was being compared to.
The 8th highest on numbers of runs, you're the first, you're the highest on calls per citizen.
I think the term you used was needy at one point.
Yeah.
We're kind of needy. I think that was the language that was used.
We have areas of a great deal of need. That probably drive those up, so.
And
That's why I was wondering where we were at, so.
And I think the sheriff did provide us with a heat map of where those calls are going to.
There should have been 2, you got one that actually broke on your crimes. If you look, they're quite comparable to this quarter, 2015, this quarter 2016. And then we have those are specific for Cedar Springs. And we also have a county-wide, which you did not get, because I just got it. Which, honestly, for Cedar Springs, that doesn't really mean much good. It's just touch with the whole county, different numbers.
Sure.
But the other 2 breaks it down for the city.
Okay. Thank you.
And I will say this, we don't seem to be climbing in our need.
No,
We seem to be
it's very
consistently
steady.
needy.
The only thing that's climbing a little bit is our traffic stops, which is why I think some of the other stuff, if you look at your vice activity, dope activities went down. 2015, we took down a lot of meth houses in Cedar Springs. We had 4 meth cooks. So I think some of that, those guys got long sentences, so some of the vice activities went down. We're hoping it's because some of the drugs left the city, so.
But I think in general that's a trend that's going down, correct? Or is it not?
It's going up.
Okay. I knew it was, but I thought we peaked. No?
No.
No?
No, for the county, I don't know if you remember, but Harold's the big thing now, but for the county, I couldn't even tell you how many saves we've had with Narcan.
I'm very glad we passed that legislation.
Going forward, if you or your department have any thoughts on having a medical marijuana dispensary, I think that would be valuable to our conversation.
And if there's any specific things that you think the city can do, supports, ordinances, language, whatever, that you think could facilitate decreasing those numbers.
I've been in contact with the manager, he's really easy to work with and that type of stuff. He's talked about some things and stuff like that, so there's a couple things where we...
Make it easier for you to enforce.
Yeah, just a couple extra tools.
Because I would love to not have people get sick and die because they...
No, and it is Cedar heroin, so far isn't, Cedar Springs isn't epidemic.
Okay. But I know that meth was the thing.
Meth, yeah, and meth is it's a socioeconomic.
Right.
Drugs.
And it's been a Midwest thing, but that's what I thought was peaking. Is it not?
That I don't know.
Okay. I think I heard it in a big picture, but not necessarily smaller picture.
Yeah, I don't know the data.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Well,
And thank you for keeping us safe and taking care of our people. The next, probably. Fire department.
I have to keep it real brief or I'll catch grief from Sergeant Kelly. I don't have anything. You have my yearly mandated requirements and the year-end synopsis. The only thing I would question the council is how would they like to pursue the purchase of this Lucas? Do we do a fundraiser, as Mr. Womack has suggested, we seek maybe some monies from different businesses? Or do we wait, and I worked with Darla briefly, very briefly this morning, and put in $15,000 into my capital expense for the 17-18 budget. I guess I'm looking for direction.
It's had a firework ball.
Could we do some of each?
We can.
Like maybe a city match to a fundraiser?
Mr. Womack has expressed that if we can come up with a portion, like half or so, then the city could match that or something, and we begin that process. Mr. Cusley, I appreciate his demonstration tonight, and has given me a couple of ideas, and I'd like to work with him and some of the surrounding businesses. I know I have a couple that stepped up and offered to have fundraisers, so we can pursue that avenue.
I would personally also like scoop spaghetti or flip pancakes or whatever you
One
might
of them
do.
would be another spaghetti supper at Big Boy. There was talk of having Mr. Perry, don't get mad at me, a pig roast at Kelly's. That type of thing. Algoma received some monies from Myers, that type of thing.
I wonder if our snowmobile people would let you run the beer tent and half the profits for you.
Well, I was kind of piqued my interest when Mr. Womack said that the medical marijuana dispensary raised $140,000. I'm just saying I could work with Sergeant Kelly and maybe we could get a partnership going there. We will, did I take it from the council, and you can all smile and nod if we want to pursue fundraisers and at least come up with about half.
Sure. Marty, I was wondering, the businesses that have offered, I noticed on your reports that you're going to the Jeffrey Street Nursing Home, Metron there?
Yes.
All the time. Has anybody, would they be somebody you might be able to tap for some Joe? Maybe the Green Acres and the New Brooks?
That we could pursue, yes. I was kind of hesitant on this because I wasn't sure which direction you would not want to head in. Whether you just thought it was a piece of equipment that we should have and generously give us $15,000 out of that and $39,000 you just took from the trailhead thing.
Yeah. Maybe they could go up, maybe you could go out and do a display that like you did for us up at maybe the nursing home or some of those places to...
We will work with the, like you said, Metron and a couple of other places in town that do medical things, yes.
They might do like a corporate giving,
Yeah.
because Metron is a large chain. They may do like some kind of corporate giving like Meyer does, or
Or even Myers.
Metro Health.
Yeah.
I'm sure that if you can't find the fundraising, that I'm sure there's money in that 39, you might be able to talk to the other council members in there.
I feel like it might work out for me regardless. But if we can source
offset
the
a little,
money elsewhere, that would be spectacular.
because we got a lot of roads to fix and the fire barn to build.
It's true.
Again, the medical marijuana thing comes in.
Are you farming?
No, but
There's a peculiar smell that wafts out of the fire.
I got a piece of dirt in Montcalm County just sitting there. You want to farm?
I got a lead on 10 tillable acres of property that we might be able to.
I got 40. It's just sitting there. But I don't have time. If you want to go be a farmer,
Remember, we're recording this.
Yes, it's all
I'm
correct.
just saying.
That was all hypothetical.
Well, if we're talking about to buy a fire barn.
Could I suggest we get back on?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So, city clerk.
report, I did want to let you know that last month I was working on cemetery records and finishing those and getting them up to date, and I am caught up with those. So
That's exciting.
I am very happy about that. I bet you are. Also working on website updates. Ms. Powell has brought to our attention a couple of things that need to be updated, so we've been working on those. So if you guys see those, please do send them our way.
Thank you.
And then also, we are in full swing for planning the election in May for the Kent ISD proposal.
Is there just one proposal
Yes.
for an election?
It's for I can probably add on to a little bit of this. My superintendent actually just sent me an email on it. It's a county-wide school millage of 0.9 mils for 10 years for every one of the public schools in Kent County. And it comes out to, if it passes, $211 per pupil. And it will be on the ballot in May. And countywide, voted up or down. So that's what it is. I'm sure there will be more. I'm sure that Laura from Dr. Van Dyne from the school will be talking about it. They signed on to it, is my understanding. The ISD signed on to it, and it will be coming our way.
Along with that, we are also demoing 3 of the election machines in March. So hopefully I can report back to you with some information on that.
We get new ones then?
Yes, we don't know when the exact time frame is of when that will be. We've been told that it will be before the next presidential election.
So the more of this we have, the more opportunity we have to practice, right? Okay. So then moving on, the finance director, item F.
I'm good unless anybody has questions.
Thank you for making it look really easy. You know it's not. Item G, code enforcement.
You have a report,
Okay.
I believe.
Anything new, exciting? No? Building inspection. Board, okay, board and commission minutes.
Nothing this time.
Okay. Then council comments. Ms. Clark.
I'm ready to go home.
Okay.
He's sick.
Ms. Powell.
Just to remind you all that Glen Hill hosts dinner on the 20th, and if you can send, if you have an organization or people that want to go, get your food order in to by the 15th. You could make a list, take it into the club room, and they will get it to Mary. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. If anybody wants to go to work, clean up, sweep the floor, whatever, you're welcome to do it. And it's going to be fun. Thank you.
Ms. Nixon.
I talked a lot, and I think I've probably talked enough. Moving on.
I may be a little bit late for next month's meeting. I have something for my painting job. I have to be down 2 hours and 5 minutes away, and it gets done at 5, so I may be getting here just in time for the actual meeting, unless Sergeant Kellycat wants to go in front of me and blind that so I can go faster. But then also, I'll be getting with the city manager about the Sea Springs Renaissance Fair.
Oh.
And we have that application turned in, so we'll be looking at that next month.
That's exciting. Okay. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Gross?
Thank you to everybody who stuck around. I have a few that unfortunately are forced to stick around. So for those that sat around and waited for it to complete, thank you.
You're welcome.
Like I said, some are forced to stick around.
I think the only thing I was going to speak about was the water, and I think we've covered that ad nauseum. Thank you to all of our folks who work so hard to make this such a safe and wonderful place. I continue to be grateful every single day when I wake up and these things, and you are a big piece of why that is. So with that, we are adjourned.